Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest stories. We start with Joao Cancelo, as it has been reported that Barca have ruled out the signing of the 29-year-old Manchester City star due to his price. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Kessie and Ferran Torres, as Barca are pushing them to leave the club as things are getting very, very urgent in terms of registration and signing new players for Barcelona, which so far they have not been doing so well. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona have stepped up their pursuit of a new right back lately. With Jules Koundé unhappy with his role in the first team, coach Xavi Hernandez wants to sign a new option that can serve as the first choice option next season. One of the players Barca are targeting heading into the new season is Joao Cancelo. The Portuguese international has been a target for Barcelona for a while now and was in contention to join the club in the January transfer window. Barcelona were not able to complete the deal due to financial constraints, but they have been in contention to sign Cancelo on a loan deal this summer. Manchester City want to offload the player on a permanent deal, but Barca are not in a position to do so. However, according to Mundo Deportivo, the signing of Cancelo has been ruled out for Barcelona. The financial requirements of the deal are completely unviable for the club. This comes shortly after a report which pointed out how Barca were expecting Cancelo to lower his salary demands, but with Arsenal also in the mix, the right back is unlikely to lower his demands and may end up moving to the Emirates this summer. This will force the Blaugrana to look out for other alternatives in the market. The club's pursuit of Ivan Fresneda has been well documented in recent weeks. The young star is already waiting for Barcelona's first offer and looks keen on making the move. Barcelona's technical staff are also yet to reach a consensus about Fresneda. Although they rate the player quite highly, many doubt whether he will be a good investment for the club, especially in the current scenario. Therefore, Barcelona may end up failing to sign any right back this summer, although the situation may drastically change if the club manage to get rid of their unwanted stars this summer. Of course, we can't count the number of times we have been talking about player sales, which so far have been a big failure. And we know that signing players can't come easy if player sales aren't done. So far, it's always Samuel Umtiti who have even accepted to depart. And of course, without any money coming in Barca's way, it was through contract termination, which took place last week. Of course, talking about the right back situation at Barca, it has been quite a very interesting topic. Barca have not really gotten a well-established right back since Dani Alves left the club in 2016, and it's quite very, very disappointing that a club in Barca's caliber can still have a proper right back for many, many years, about 7 years, and I think it's really something that Barca needs to address ASAP. And it quite baffled me when Xavi came out, especially after the season ended, saying that the TM is his own priority as well as a backup striker. The rest of the positions like right back can only be strengthened if and only if Barca succeed in getting the other top targets. But if they don't succeed in getting those top targets, then it's okay like that. He can still be using Koundé there. It's just totally madness for me. I think we need a right back, a proper right back. If Koundé have already spoken his mind saying he doesn't want to continue there, no need to be forcing the player to play out of position. Yes, it's true that Koundé does the position. He plays there well. He has no big complaints. There are no issues playing there for Koundé. But you just have to give this guy what he wants sometimes. Understand that you are the boss, you are the coach, but at least he have played one season. And this guy is a centre-back for crying out loud. Playing as a right-back for one season, I think it's a sacrifice enough. And I think that Barca should try to get a proper right back as soon as they can. Of course, we have been talking about Ivan Fresneda majority of the season. But honestly, I can't say there's any green light or there's any positive sign that Barca will succeed in the pursuit of this Real Valladolid right back, because everything just turns out to be failure for us. We saw how other goals slipped away from our hands when Real Madrid came, and they offered everything that the club wanted and the player wanted, and he chose Real Madrid, which was very obvious. And of course, it seems as though there are a lot of frustrating days ahead of us, but we hope that doesn't be the case as to strengthening the right back position. Joao Cancelo has been completely ruled out according to this new report. I saw this coming. It's very obvious, isn't it? A player who cost 70 million euros by City went on loan to Bayern. Bayern themselves said they cannot even pay that price and they don't want to pay. In fact, the player was poor in his loan spell, but that doesn't change the fact that he's a top quality right back. So as it stands right now, Barca have ruled out the signing of Cancelo completely. So would they go for Fresneda, or would they just sit like that or look for other alternative? It all remains to be seen. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. Barca have all but tied up signing of Vitor Roque from Atletico Paranense as per reports yesterday. The Catalans will be shelling out at least 30 plus 31 million in add-ons for the signing of Vitor Roque. The striker is expected to arrive in January, at least due to financial fair play reasons. However, Xavi hopes to have Vitor Roque at his disposal right away, but that requires the club to make some important sales and clear up room on the wage bill. As such, Javi Miguel of AS is reporting that Barca are accelerating their efforts in trying to sell midfielder Frank Kessie and forward Ferran Torres so that they can ensure Vitor Roque's successful registration this summer itself. As per the viability plan approved by La Liga last month, Barca are currently operating under the 50% rule. Hence, they must offload two players with a medium or high profile so that they can at least generate substantial revenue and free up some salary mass for Vitor Roque. The La Liga champions have four players who they could sell to assure that the 18-year-old is registered right away: Eric Garcia, Ansu, Ferran Kessie, Ferran Torres. However, as per the report, Fati is still seen as an asset by those within the club, while Garcia has the confidence of the manager. As such, Barca are upping their ante in their efforts to get rid of Frank Kessie and Ferran Torres. Both players arrived at the club last year, but they have been unable to nail down a spot in the starting 11 for Xavi Hernandez. Frank Kessie is attracting interest from Saudi Arabia and has a tempting offer on the table, but has appeared reluctant to leave. As for Torres, he is on the radars of clubs in the Premier League, and even though he is not in Xavi's plans, the attacker refuses to consider the possibility of leaving. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.